Small hands, big ideas, curiosity in action. The school bell rings. Hazel just wins an intense game of patty cake with Harper, and emotions run high. Excitement and energy fill the classroom as the students wait for the day's activities. Today, they will participate in the after-school science Olympiad activities, where science comes to life through hands-on exploration. Leading these curious little scientists was Miss Miles. As the science Olympiad leader, she doesn't just impart knowledge. She provides inspiration and support throughout the students' academic journeys. Today, we'll divide into groups, and each group will face a different scientific challenge. But first, you need to decide your team members based on your interests, said Miss Miles enthusiastically. The children began voting. The pencils in their hands suddenly seemed heavier, as this wasn't just about choosing teammates. It was about finding the right companions for the challenge ahead. Clover's eyes, sparkling with excitement, light up the room. Her face beamed with a big smile, eagerly looking forward to the learning ahead. Miss Miles led the children to the classroom, her expression conveying both her compassion and her high expectations for the students. In a classroom, they ran and laughed as they waited. Even some parent volunteers joined in the fun. Outside the classroom, Clayton's father, Mr. Chris, was carefully reading the task instructions, preparing to lead a group of children. As a parent volunteer, he too looked forward to the challenge of Science Olympiad. Today, Miss Miles led the children in a fingerprint decoding task, going step by step through the process. The students were engrossed in the activity, carefully comparing the fingerprint samples. Their small hands wrapped around the pieces. They carefully inspected each line and ridge, trying to detect the subtle distinctions. Under the bright sun, Mr. Chris led another group of children in building small cars with blocks. Each child was deeply engaged. He was serious and meticulous, paying close attention to every detail. Perhaps influenced by the children, Mr. Chris gradually relaxed, eventually riding one of the small tricycles and joining their playful world. In another group, the children were using tape to make paper airplanes. Another group of children were learning about human organs. Other groups immersed themselves in the mysteries of numbers, exploring the joys of mathematics. Some identifying plants collected from the backyard, marveling at the wonders of nature. The children's ideas clashed and sparked in discussions, with the charm of science bursting forth in these exchanges. Today was just the beginning. Over the coming months, they would continue learning and exploring, with the possibility of forming teams to represent Lakewood at the North Carolina Science Olympiad, and even advancing to the national stage. To understand these activities better, let's take Clover as an example. Clover was one of the most active children in the class. Her eyes always brimming with immense curiosity about the world. Like a real backyard biologist, she often raised a torn piece of paper over her head, shouting triumphantly. She hugged her friends tightly whenever she answered a question correctly. During break time, Clover and her friend Sabrina playfully worshipped a packet of snacks, showing their respect for it. Time flew by, and before anyone realized it, the day's activities had come to an end. The children left, not only with new knowledge and joy, but also with newfound friendships and a strong sense of teamwork. They began packing up their belongings, getting ready to leave. Miss Mouse led the children toward the playground. On the playground, the children let loose, bursting with energy. Together with their friends, they enjoyed a spirited soccer match. Under a rainbow-colored tarp, they laughed and played, the vibrant colors reflecting their vibrant curiosity and would continue to guide them forward. On the side, the parent volunteers gathered, reflecting on the day's successes and challenges, already planning the activities for the next week. Clover lay exhausted on the ground, but her heart still belonged to the playground and the science she had just experienced. Miss Mouse sat on the steps, watching the children leave one by one. A deep sense of fulfillment warmed her heart. Knowing she had helped spark her students' passion for science, she believed that, even though they had small hands, their ideas were big. The road of scientific exploration had just begun for them, and their future was full of endless possibilities.
Last year was my first year doing Science Olympiad, and I felt like I only had like 20 kids maybe, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I feel like this year, after going to competition last year, this year I feel like really excited about it, even more so because the kids at competition were just like beside themselves. Like, we didn't even win that many things, or like, you know, we won a couple events, we did a couple things here and there, but then it was just like fun. And I think a lot of these kids don't always get to do after school events, like that kind of thing. So when I got 40 applications, I was a sucker and just was like, I'm gonna let all 40 of them.
Hello? Hi! Like, well, it's fun. Yes, and it's also fun. We're also with a bunch of friends. Yeah. Hazel's here, Anjali's here. Clover's here. Yes, and Harper's. There's Sabrina, Jessie, and Smiles, and 1,000 other kids. There's about 40 of us. There's the activities that we can do is like pasta tower, data cruncher, super sleuths, weather permitting, yeah, and also just plain awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff. What is it called again? Code Buster. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when we're waiting for like our friends to come, we get to play in the playground. Like we are right now. We're getting interviewed right at the park. This is Hazel.
Very fun. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like me.
And we're best friends.
That's Harper.
Okay.
We need the answer from Clover.
Do you like being in Science Olympiad? Yeah.
Is it true that you're famous?
Yes.
Is it true that you're nobody?
No. Is it true that you're famous, Pete? Science Olympiad is the best. And everybody's going crazy and playing tag right now because we're at the playground. I'm doing the Code Busters, Data Crunchers, and Clue into Science. Hi. I think Science Olympiad is great. And I am unstoppable.
They rise again, they answer the call. Tiny footprints leave their mark, illuminating the world.
So how many wheels are in this set here? Ideas?
Each experiment, each fall. They rise again, they answer the call. Tiny footprints leave their mark, illuminating the world.